Hi, y'all, and welcome to Monday Night's Treasure Vortex with Gypsy from YouTube's Zero Discrimination, as well as GypsyDigs.com, and myself, Amanda Jigger Degaz. Special guest tonight is Teresa the Treasure Hunter. Boo! Before we get bring Teresa on, hey Gypsy, how are you? I know that I haven't gotten to catch up with you at all. You just got back, so how's your adventure and how you feeling?
Oh boy, I am worn out. I'm tired from all my adventures, and right now I just made me a fresh cup of coffee. I'm trying to stay awake, so y'all forgive me my lack of energy tonight. So hopefully this coffee will kick in a little until I crash after the show tonight. Um, but yeah, I had a wonderful time. Went to Dallas and got to see Jace Robertson and Jep and Murray Crow. They have their new metal detecting TV show, and they I got there at the very end of their meet and greet thing where they signed autographs and stuff. I think their wives signed some of their books at the beginning, but I didn't. I got there at the very end, so they were finished, I think, by the time. So it was just the guys. And there was a line out the door for people to get autographs and photos and all that. So that was crazy. And so after I went up to talk to him, and it was really neat because Jace, my friend Bobby took a photo of me standing back there talking to Jace, and you can see Jace's hand on my shoulder, and he's telling me, Gypsy, I have to tell you, I was doing an interview the other day for some magazine, and I had to mention you in my interview. And I said, "Oh, really?" And he goes, "Yeah." He said, somebody asked what my go-to setting was for my metal detector, and he said, "Well, you know what? There's this lady named Gypsy. I don't even know if he goes by Gypsy Jules. He knows me as Gypsy." So anyway, he said, "I told him all about you and everything." So he said, "I don't know when it's coming out, but it's in some magazine they interviewed me. So now I don't even know the name of the magazine. So I'm going to have to try to find it." But I thought that was really sweet of him to do that and tell me about that. That was just really precious. Then they whisked him away, but and Jep and Murray Crow, and so I didn't get to see Jace anymore, but I went and had dinner with Jep, and I got to meet his wife, Jep's wife, for the first time. And all she could talk about is how she was getting into metal detecting and that she was really excited. She said, "Jep has told me all about you," and said that he was talking about all the rings and the cool things you find on the Guadalupe River and going on and on. And so I ended up giving her my card, my business card when I left, and I said, "Well, when you're ready to go metal detecting in the Guadalupe River, just let me know." And she's got all excited. So we'll see.
That's
Anyway,
cool.
It was great. It was a lot of fun. And then I ended up driving all the way back to pick up my friend Michelle, and we went mudlarking at an old creek. And sorry, excuse me. Let me take a swig of my coffee here.
Yeah, I saw you posted, I think, a fossil, and a
Yeah,
mercury dime.
I did. I don't want to give away too much of the stuff I found. I did find 2 silver coins. There's some coins that I haven't cleaned up yet. Definitely got a foreign coin. But had a great time. My friend Michelle found something pretty cool. And I tell you, though, it was just so hot and muggy, and it is hard work, as you know, when we've gone mudlarking and digging, because we were basically just scraping, from the time we got there till the time we left. And the few times, when I did find the fossils, I was just up walking the creek bed, just stretching my legs and my back and everything because they were so sore. And it was so funny because that's the first time Michelle had done that. And so on our way back home, she kicks back in the seat, and she goes, "Oh, I feel like an old woman." She's way younger than me. So it's funny. Yeah, it was.
I was going to say it works an entire different set of muscles than detecting.
It really does, and your lower back really gets you because you're sitting on the bottom of the creek bed with all these rocks, and it's just, oh my goodness. So enough about me. Y'all have to wait till the video to get the full scoop. You can go to my Facebook and see a few of the finds that I found that I posted. But how about you? Were you able to get out?
Nope. I haven't. It's been like 100 and storming every time I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead mudlarking. We'd get a ripping thunderstorms and lightning, and you don't really want to play in water. Especially a lot of them were popping up. So they could say that they thought storms were coming, but the radar really wasn't showing. So nope, I don't take the chance when it's like that. So no, but I know someone's staying cool right now, escaping the Texas heat. Should we bring her on in?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. Well, everyone give a warm welcome to Teresa the Treasure Hunter.
Hello, hello.
Hey, y'all.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Thanks for being here, Teresa.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm excited. I'm very honored.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. And, I was telling you earlier off air that I thought about you as I was passing through that area there, not far from where you live, and was wishing you were there too, but you are right now. I know you're trying to beat the heat.
Yeah. I'm headed back pretty soon, but for now I'm going to stay here at least till after my grandson's birthday, which is the 14th of August. But probably I probably won't go till September. Hopefully it'll start cooling off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a lot closer now, so.
I know it. We got to get together again.
Heck yeah, we definitely do. So, so I know that a lot of our listeners that are in chat know the famous Teresa, and but for those of you that don't know, we just want you to get to know her a little better. So we've got a long list of questions to ask Teresa. So you want to go ahead and Amanda and start us off?
Yeah, absolutely. So for those that don't know, can you give a little backstory, like where you're located? You don't really have to be specific, state, county, whatever you'd like. And how did you get into treasure hunting?
Well, I was born in Dallas, Texas, and I grew up in the Dallas area. And after I got married, my family moved, to East Texas, pretty close to where Gypsy is now, and we lived there for 20-something years. And my husband's a mining engineer, and he got a job in Wyoming. And so in 2008, we moved to Wyoming. And about 5 years ago, I bought a house in Texas real close to my family and everything. So I have two houses, so I'm from two places. I prefer Texas, but not in the summer. But that's, you know what I mean. But that's kind of where I'm from. We have 3 kids and 2 grandkids, and everything's good. Treasure hunting wise, I believe that I was born to hunt for treasure. I can't remember not looking for treasure, and to me that meant anything shiny and marbles and feathers and shiny glass and fun stuff like that. My grandparents lived in deep East Texas, kind of near Canton, and they had a creek that ran through the property, and had a bunch of cousins, and we would just, from sun up to sundown, tromp through that creek looking at stuff, and, you know, we were kind of like the Peter Pan little kids on Peter Pan. And anyway, made lots of cool memories there. So my kids bought me a metal detector in 2010. We were at a gun show, actually, and there was a metal detector there, and it was getting close to Mother's Day, and I said, hey, y'all, I want that. So they bought it for me for Mother's Day. It was a white MXT Tracker Eclipse 950. And I still like that machine. I really enjoyed that. I loved taking it to the park and, kids following me around and then me showing them what we could find and letting them dig and letting them use my pinpointer and stuff. But about 4 years ago, I started thinking I wanted to upgrade, get something else. So I looked on YouTube just to look at, best metal detectors. And as I typed in the metal detecting stuff, I found all these YouTube channels of people that do metal detecting. Mm-hmm. And boy, I started watching those and learning. I learned so much from watching them. I learned, all the different terms. I learned a better way to use my stuff, how to pinpoint better, that there was better shovels than just my little shovel like I use outside in the yard. Anyway, I learned that there was clubs and there was events, and my goodness, I got sucked into the Vortex of metal detecting.
Kind of pulled you in, didn't it?
It did. And from that, I learned more stuff, about magnet fishing and bottle digging. And I just like adventure. I like to get out. I love to travel. I'm very, very over-friendly, I'm sure. And I love to meet people. So these event things, they were right up my alley. So I have been having a lot of fun in the last 4 years doing that. So that's kind of...
So what
I enjoy it.
Are you currently using now?
Well,
you have more.
I do. I have several. The first one that I bought back whenever I was first looking to figure out what was the best one for me, I bought the AT Pro and loved it. I loved how the update compared to that wax machine. It was so much better, and I loved the ding, ding, ding sound when I would get something good, Mm-hmm. And I had that. And then the first event that I went to was the Red Dirt Treasure Shootout last June. And that's where I met Gypsy. And Gypsy had the Apex. And so, Gypsy, you let me borrow. You actually had two, and you let me borrow one. And I really liked it a lot. Loved the weight. I just liked the way you could set it to coins and, the different things. And so I ended up buying the Apex from Gypsy. And just not that long ago, well, wait a minute, between that, I bought when we went to Red Dirt Treasure Shooter, so many people had the Knox 800. So I bought that, but that didn't work very well for me because I don't hear real well. And the sounds, I didn't like the tone. So recently I bought the Legend. And then after that, on KG and Ringy's, one of their Facebook Live things, I actually won an Apex. I can't believe it. I know. So I have two Apex. So I have one in Texas and I have one in Wyoming. And then just recently, after the last come out swinging, everybody was bragging on that Degaz too and how it was finding the coppers. So I just was telling my husband about it, and he said, if you want it, buy it. So guess what I did?
Oh.
So that means I have
It's become an addiction to buying metal detectors too. Believe me, I know.
I think that's true. I do. I mean, I hear
there's
people
new
talking
metal
about
detectors
it.
on the market. Yeah, and you hear people talking about it. You can't help sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
That's okay. That is my metal detectors. So I just got the Degaz 2, and I really don't know how to work it yet, but I'm learning. I do like those Garrett machines, the sounds that they make. So
Yeah,
it depends. A lot of times I'll take more, 3, and I'll go out, and if I hear something, I might drag my other machine over and see what it does and sounds like.
right. And that's a great way to get to know your machine too, if you have time to, carry some out in the field, and when you get a hit, test it with other machines and see what kind of response.
Right, the new one especially to try to learn it. Yeah,
this is hard to do because sometimes I know I want to do that, but I'm too lazy. I'll get out there and I just want to go see what I found. I got to dig it up.
Mm-hmm. So, well, that really depends on how far I'm walking too. If I'm heading out a big old field, I'm only going to take one in my shovel. But if my truck is nearby, I might switch out some. But I really, really enjoy metal detecting. It's so fun. I've met so many people. I'm having fun with it.
That's wonderful. So you said, yeah, we did. We had a blast when I didn't even know Teresa, and I agreed to. She said, "Hey, you want me to go ahead and I'll book this Airbnb over in Oklahoma?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?"
You were brave, weren't you? Go with a stranger. But
so
we were not strangers.
We really had fun.
We did. Fun. I had a lot of fun. We stayed up real late talking and giggling. It was really fun. That was a fun.
Ear off, probably. Oh boy.
So you said that you're metal detecting, but you spend a lot of time in the creek. So what other types of treasure hunting do you do? Do you do like bottle dump digging or arrowhead hunting?
Yeah. Yep. The first time I really did a bottle dump dig was last end of May. I went with a group of girls to Vermont. Actually, you both were supposed to go with me, but that didn't work. But we went to this really cool place, and it had a dump there. It had an old car. I forget what car it was. It's a real old car. It had all the pieces were all there. There's tons of bottles, and we found buttons and bottles and marbles and all kinds of cool stuff. I just one of the creepiest, weirdest things I think I've found was I found in that dump a pair of false teeth. So that was kind of a strange thing, but yeah, we found a lot of really cool bottles there. I do magnet fishing. I'm not thinking I'm going to find necessarily treasure, but magnet fishing is real relaxing to me. Kind of like just fishing. I can just throw it out and reel it back in and throw it out and reel it back in. Of course, I like to catch a fish, and same with magnet fishing. I like to feel that click when something clicks on there. But I don't expect it to be, great treasure. I feel like I'm cleaning up the environment and I'm having fun. It'd be fun to find a gun like everybody's finding. I've never found anything like that. I did find a set of keys, and on the set of keys is a dog tag, and it's got the guy's name and some information. So it's Toyota keys, and it's got this phone number to call on the Toyota keys. So I asked my friends, and my friend Nancy, she's like the sleuth on figuring out stuff. And she said, see that number? Call that number and see if you can figure out who those keys belong to. So I'm going to do that. I haven't done it yet, but I hope that to do return that those dog tags to whoever they belong to. But I did find that magnet system. Oh gosh, I do. I like geocaching. I love walking a creek, creek larking, mud larking. Just I've watched shows where Audra and a lot of those guys go to Dead Horse Bay, and I want to go there. It looks so neat. And of course, Amanda, wherever you're going, I'd love to go with you someday. It's just so neat to see you just pick up stuff. And that's what I was talking about when I said as a little girl, I was always looking down and always looking for little stuff. And it's fun. What else? I like rocks and crystals. I like hunting, fishing, traveling, hiking. Everything.
Yep.
Everything. I like to explore old homes, and I really like cemeteries. Really like cemeteries a lot. And anything historical, museums, that's all treasure to me.
Yeah.
Oh, man, when you, next time you come back, or when you come to Texas, let me know. I got to take you to a really cool cemetery.
Okay.
I have a thing for cemeteries too. I don't know why, especially the old tombstones and the more elaborate. And to me, they're a work of art. But yeah, I love that too. So I'll have to take you to this one. Got to see it. But
I even watch YouTube videos on cemeteries and stuff like that. This is very interesting to me. I love to read about the person on there. Just say their name so they won't be forgotten. You know, I was watching something one day when they said that people die two deaths, and one is when you actually physically die, and then the final one is when no one ever speaks your name again. And I thought, wow, that's pretty profound. So I will read their names and what it says and stuff. But yeah, I like that stuff. Poor little Charlie, when we went to Digstock, I didn't get my rental car, so I hung with him the whole time. Made him stop at every church and every cemetery. He was a very good sport, but we had a lot of fun. But yeah, those cemeteries up there in New England are amazing. But that's treasure to me.
Yeah, the cemeteries up here are pretty neat. I do admit. I mean, I have one. I step out my side yard, and
she has basically. They're really, really cool.
It's right next to you.
Yeah, it's part of the property.
That's way cool. I think that's really exciting, Amanda. When I went to Digstock last year, we did an Airbnb, and right next to it was the Trombley Cemetery. And so it was really, really old cemetery. Like there was a sliding glass door at the window of the bedroom I was staying in. Right out that sliding glass door, it was a cemetery, which I thought was cool. I think that if people don't know about it, that might creep some people out. But I think I liked it. So anyway,
and we know
everything's treasure.
Yeah, and we know that there'll be probably plenty of detectorists after us. So the fact that the name not being spoken anymore, just start burying, brass tags with your name on it in different locations. So detectorists, will constantly, if they find it, they can look you up and.
Wouldn't it be fun to actually find a time capsule with somebody's information in it and stuff? That makes me think we should all bury a time capsule somewhere just for the future.
I think that's a great idea. I've actually thought about many times doing like a larger cache treasure as well, and have hints, kind of like what was the one treasure that not too long ago,
the fern, that
was on TV where people were going all over to find this.
I know, because I hunted for that treasure. Is it Forrest Finn's?
Yeah.
You're talking about Forrest Finn's treasure? I did.
Yeah.
I hunted for that.
Really seriously thought about doing hiding several caches, because I get to travel and finding a location, where in other states, and then coming up with a set of clues, and I think that would be a blast. I mean, we could get.
It would be fun.
I think it'd be fun. Anyway,
I agree with you. I think that
maybe
awesome.
the treasure vortex. We need to work on that, Amanda.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Then you could give out your clues, and the people that you know now could actually look for it. That'd be even better if people that you know were looking for it. Except they'd be calling you all the time.
Am I close? Am I close? Am I warm?
Yeah. That might be too annoying. Yeah. I don't know. Gypsy, I'll give you stuff to bury. I'm just going to go with the brass name tags and just throw them in places so that way.
I just bought these little tiny treasure chests to use for my hunt that I'm going to be doing. So
that's cool.
Maybe I'll start with one of those. I'll just bury a cache somewhere in Texas to start out with.
Yeah. You said your hunt that you're going to be doing. Do you want to tell everybody about it? Do you have it figured out yet?
I did talk a little bit about it last week, and so I'm really hoping that this week I'll be able to lock in the. Hopefully, I'll be able to go ahead and lock in the property, and it will be in Texas, and I'm looking at the first weekend in November, which I think is it'll be 2 days after my birthday. So I'm going to really
right
be
after my birthday. My birthday too.
Right. Yours is close to mine, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine's the first.
Oh, that's right. We're very close. I forgot about that. I remember
you have a lot on your mind.
Oh man, this coffee's starting to kick in though. Finally, so.
Well, that'll be fun.
But yeah, so I will be hopefully next. I'll be posting very soon about the hunt, and I hope all of you can come. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll keep y'all posted.
So Teresa, do you have a wish list or a bucket list? Do you have do you keep track of anything like that you're hoping to find, or a white whale?
Well, I actually found something just this past June that would be a lot of people's treasure of a lifetime. I was in South Louisiana where my parents live, and I was at my brother's deer leases out on this old plantation, 1796. This plantation is a bunch of acres. And he told me I could go out there and metal detect. And so I went out there. It had slave quarters, and it had a caretaker's quarters. It was an amazing place. Just a bunch of old, I don't know what these buildings were, but kind of fallen down buildings. I found an old grave. It was filled stones, but I could tell it's a grave, because had the head and the footstone, and it was sunken. Anyway, while I was there, out next to the house, I found a gold coin.
Ooh.
I found that 1852 $1 gold coin, and it's so itty bitty tiny. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it, and I still get kind of shaky and when I watch the videos and when I think about it. But I found it with the Apex, and my Legend. I was using the Legend, about to run out of battery, so I went and got the Apex, and it rang. I heard the sound that was different than the other sounds. I'd been picking up a bunch of really old nails and old bullets, and it was a loud, the ding ding sound, but the numbers were 48, 49, 50, 48, 50, 49, 50. And I thought, that's weird for that sound to come with that. Yeah. So anyway, I dug and pulled out a nail. I thought, well, that's weird. Looked back down in there, and kind of in the side wall, there was this shiny gold, little bitty shiny gold. And I just kept saying, no way, no way, no way. So I dug it out and set it on top of the plug, and I kept looking at it, thinking, no way. I thought, oh my gosh, I got water. So I sprayed it with the water. I put it on top of my shovel and I sprayed the heck out of it both sides. And I kept saying, I think it really is. I really think it's real. I think it's real gold. Oh my gosh. I said, oh my gosh, about 15 times. And I said something else. I said something else a lot too. but I was, that plantation is about over 2 miles down this dirt road out in the middle of nowhere. I had no signal. I started videoing. I got my camera out and started videoing. But when I finally figured out that it really was real, I took off walking down that road because I'd been talking on the phone the day before I was there hunting, and I was just digging the high tones. And I was just finding so many bullets. And really, I was getting pretty discouraged. I was talking to my friend, and he said, dig everything. Don't just dig those high tones. Dig everything. And so
yep.
I definitely dug that 48, 4950.
Now you're going to dig off. Especially now that you sounds like on the apex.
Yeah. Well, I took off walking down that road, and I finally was able to get one bar, but I couldn't get the picture to go through, but I was able to tell them what I found and send the picture. Then they couldn't see the picture, so I finally told what it was. But when I got home, I took a lot of pictures and stuff. But I have videos, and I'm planning on making a video of it, but the homeowners said they did not want anybody to know where their plantation was. They don't want pictures of it in the video. They don't want the name of it, nothing, and I don't blame them. But all of my videos, all I do is talk about that home and that plantation. And it used to be it was a Civil War hospital, and it was used in a movie set. And it's the coolest place. But so I'm having trouble with my editing. But anyway, I'll get it done. But that's everyone's wild will. But the thing that I think I want to find the very most is something that's Masonic or Knights Templar, because my daddy is in the lodge. He's in several of those lodges, and those guys are his brothers. And I would love to find something Masonic for him and be able to give to him. But haven't yet. I've dug in probably 3 or 4 Masonic lodge yards and stuff. A lot of them are paved. But anyway, that would be it. It's something Masonic. I think that would be something I'd really like to find.
You just got to keep putting it out in the universe. It'll come.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. He has so much stuff. I love looking at his stuff in his office. But yeah, I think that would be the thing that I want to find the most. Of course, I'll tell you this. I love coins and finding coins. I think I like relics better, though. Now, of course, the gold coin was out of this world. And I could find a pine tree shilling. That'd be pretty neat, too. I really love relics because of the history. I think that's it. Because I just think, who held this last? And what they do with it? And what was it used for? And stuff like that. That's just my personality, I think. The coins are cool, though, but I like relics.
Yeah. The research is part of the most fun part to me, especially for me, it's more the after research. I know a lot of people, it's more researching the property beforehand, but for me, it's the after. Once I dig an object from a property and then I find out how it connects to the property, I love it. Yeah.
One of my favorite things, speaking of that, is when we were at Big Stock last year. I saw y'all there, actually in the same field where we were hunting. After I gave you my machine, me and Charlie kept on walking, and I found a musket ball, and then I found a tent stake, and I found a 3-ringer. And I think that 3-ringer really hit me hard because I didn't realize how heavy it was. I didn't realize, I just thought, a soldier dropped this. I wonder who he was and where he was from and how horrible it must have been to shoot that at someone or be hit by it, you know.
Right.
So I still will hold that 3-ringer every once in a while and just think, man, that had to hurt. It was a horrible thing to go through anyway. But anyway, that kind of sums up, you know, how I feel about the relics. But that's an extreme. But still, I think that everything has a story, and their story's precious, and I want to know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So do you have a favorite memorable moment when out detecting? I know that to me, you know, the gold coin, there's of us that, like me, cough, cough. And I know, Amanda, we're still waiting to find our gold coin. But
yeah, I was just lucky.
That is just so amazing. And that's, I'm sure, I mean, you know, that's a find of a lifetime. But is there something, I mean, sometimes it doesn't have to be as epic as that. Just something that you found besides the teeth, you know. I found those false teeth before, too. I've still got them, you know, in case years from now my teeth fall out, you know, at least I'll have a
Ew.
Ew.
Ew. I was sitting there with those girls, and I turned around towards them, and I held those teeth up towards my mouth like I was going to put them in my mouth, and they were like, yeah. So anyway, I think Nancy or Audrey took a picture of me holding those teeth up by my face. But I would say probably the stuff, not necessarily one thing, but the stuff that I found after Dig Stock, I went back to Berks County, Pennsylvania, and stayed with Charlie and Judy, which are amazing people. They're just so wonderful. I love Judy and Charlie. And anyway, me and Charlie got to dig. We went into that creek that runs in front of his house. It's the Manitowani Creek. And he got tired and was sitting down, and I was just out walking through the creek, and I found a shoe buckle. Ooh. And I took it over to him, and I said, "Hey, Charlie, look what I found." And he looked at me, his eyes got big, and he said, "You found a shoe buckle?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "You found a shoe buckle?" Yeah, he said, "That's what the Pilgrims wore on there." You know, he started explaining it to me. He said, "That's 1700s, kiddo." I said, "Oh my gosh!" And so, anyway, that was pretty neat. That was pretty exciting, and that was right behind Ben Franklin's paper mill. I mean, I was in the historical place. I got to hunt on Daniel Boone's family property. I got to hunt on some Amish people's property. I got to do some things that people just wish they could do. But that up there, Berks County and all that, Lancaster County, that is really like stepping back in time. Yeah. You know, the horse and buggies are everywhere, and the homes are all so amazing and just so old. So many mills and so much history. So I guess that I would say the stuff that I found in that creek, you know, that was very, very special to me. It was just neat. And I'm looking forward to going back. I'm going back after Dig Stock and hunt some more with some new friends that I found too. But yeah, I think probably that shoe buckle might be my favorite. And one time I was hunting for Jesse James, some of his hidden, stolen stuff, and at a place. I told Gypsy about this. I hope I can take you there someday, Gypsy. It's in Texas, and it's sandstone hill way up high, and it's made out of sandstone and etched all in the walls and stuff. It says Jesse and Frank James, and it says Jim Younger. It's got dates. There's different things etched in there. So I went up there with my metal detector. The only thing I really found was an underwear button. So I'm just telling myself that was Jesse James' underwear button. But,
you never.
Yeah. It was. I hope to go back.
Yeah, I plan on doing is most of you already know that I'm starting my own production company. I'm going to be doing a documentary on Jesse James, so might get you to.
It's my cousin's deer lease, and so he might he might let us go on there. He'll have to ask the actual owners, but I bet we could do it. There's some pretty interesting history in that little town too about Jesse James and
stuff too. And if we could document it, that would be amazing. We don't have to know where we're at. So
yeah. He don't want anybody to know where he's deer hunting, I don't think.
Right.
But it's pretty neat. It's more north central Texas, I guess. But lots of rattlesnakes, and it was in June. It was so hot. In fact, the picture, if y'all have the profile picture, I was fortunate enough that Chris picked me to be in his book, and the picture of me in that book is me standing up on that Jesse James hill, and way back behind me you can see the deer feeder way down there below me. But that was that was a neat thing. I just didn't find anything. It was just too hot. But it was treasure hunting. It was fun.
Sounds like a ton of fun.
Yeah. I talk too much.
No, you don't. We've still got a few more questions for you too. So
okay.
I know that Amanda's got a couple.
Yep, absolutely. Have you ever been out detecting on any of these historic, whether you're traveling to Pennsylvania or upstate New York or even Vermont? And I know you said that the teeth were creepy, but have you ever gotten a creepy feeling while out detecting, or found something really kind of creepy crazy that wasn't the teeth, but the doll, I know one of the places I went, the doll's head were cut off and left on the ground, and it was weird. Have you, or even, had that feeling like someone was watching you, or, anything like that?
Well, out at that plantation, I had an odd feeling out there a couple of times, and I was way, way off in the boonies by myself. But there's rattlesnakes out there, so I had my gun in my snake boot, but I was a little bit scared of, I just kept telling myself that the sound that I was hearing was the hogs, that out there, there's those wild hogs in Texas. And so I just kept telling myself that, but I wasn't about to stop. But there, I don't know if I said this or not, but right, real close to where I dug up that gold coin, right outside of that little side porch, I dug up this doll. It's actually a Cupid doll. And those are little dolls that they gave away at carnivals and fairs back the late 1800s and early 1900s. And it's a little creepy looking, but no, it should be cute, but all of its paint was worn off, so it looks like one eye's open, one eye's not. But when I first started metal detecting, I still was using my whites. I dug up a cross that had a weird, it was a weird shape, and it had like a goat head sort of looking thing on it. And I sent a picture of that to one of my friends, and they said, get rid of that. You don't want to take that into your house. And so I took it and threw it in. We have a little city lake here, and I took it and threw it in that lake because I didn't feel good about it either. That's a kind of a weird story. But I just thought, ooh, that doesn't look like something I want. So, but the teeth were, I guess they weren't creepy because they belonged to somebody, but it's just a weird thing to find.
Yeah.
But the dolls, I see a lot of people with the weird creepy dolls, and I've even seen people dig up stuff that looks like a voodoo thing, or what is it when somebody is poking needles in a little, what's that called? When you have you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, stuff like that. And my family lives in New Orleans, close to New Orleans, but I've been to New Orleans a lot, and I know that there's a lot of that voodoo and Santeria and stuff there, and that's pretty interesting to me. I love those cemeteries too, but not. I would say not really, other than that piece of jewelry that I ended up with, anything that I felt like I needed to get rid of.
Right.
So.
I would have been right there with you. I think I probably would have reburied it, unless it was a place I was planning on coming back to, and then I'd find a big rock to kind of dig under and put it there.
Yeah, well, I had already brought it I had it, with me, and I had left the place, and I sent that picture. And so I just stopped by the little city lake, has a pretty big lake in it, and I just threw it way out as far as I could throw it. So I didn't want it in my house.
Understood.
But I like to hear and watch things about that kind of paranormal stuff, and I've studied Gettysburg a lot, and so I really want to go to Gettysburg. And our friend Deej, she did a one of her YouTube shows on I think it's a hotel or something, like a store or hotel or something that had a lot of activity there. I thought that was pretty interesting. So that'd be cool to watch again, or if y'all wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
But pretty cool stuff. And Gypsy, you told me a couple of cool stories too.
Yeah.
I've heard
about that kind of stuff.
Which one?
I said about that kind of stuff. You told me some pretty interesting stories.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Over the last 24 years, I've had some crazy stuff. Also dogs.
Yeah. Okay.
Dogs creep me out too, so I dig in dumps a lot and find a lot of dogs. Those little dogs, like, what do you call them, Amanda? I can't think of the word right now. Those little tiny ones. They're
the frozen
like,
Charlottes?
Yeah.
Like trolls?
Those don't creep me out. I've got several of those that I've found, and I love them. I think they're cute.
Yeah,
they don't creep me out.
The what is it? The Cupid dolls. They can be very, very like sinister looking almost, compared to some of these other porcelain figures that. Yeah, those ones I've seen some of those, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of glad I haven't found that one yet.
So where you find that kind of creep me out the most, that have where the eye, it's just like the porcelain face and the eyes
empty,
and it's just holes there. That creeps me out.
Yep, like it's empty in there or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, we've got, I think, probably two more. We might have time for two more questions. So before we go, I think Amanda just posted your TikTok.
Thank you.
At Teresa the Treasure Hunter, and also you have a YouTube channel called Teresa the Treasure Hunter, correct?
That is correct, yep.
And you also have a Facebook page, Teresa the Treasure Hunter, and y'all be sure she just hit, I think, a milestone, and she's
1,300, yep.
1,300. So y'all be sure and check it out. Amanda just put the link. And
yeah, I'm going to do some sort of giveaway. I just don't know yet exactly what or how, but I want to do that just because it's fun.
It is fun. And speaking of milestones, I'm very, very close. I'm less than 100 away from 9,000 subscribers on the channel. And so I've got another giveaway going on right now. So if y'all want in on that, be sure and go over to my YouTube channel, drop a comment in the comment section on my giveaway, and then when I reach 9,000, as soon as I draw for that, hopefully I'll be at 9,000 by then, and I will be planning several more. I'm doing a series of giveaways, so
yeah, cool. Yeah, you've already done quite a few really good ones.
To get there, so. Yeah, I've done several, so just working my way up, and I'll be giving away another metal detector once I get to 10K. But yeah, y'all be sure and hop on over there for that as well. So a question, thank you. A question that we like to ask all of our guests. Well, actually, let me tell Amanda, you want to do the honors? Go
Actually,
for it.
I had
I'm
another one
scared.
before. I had another one before we got into those ones. So
Okay.
we were talking prior, I think to the show. I don't know if we actually, I don't think we mentioned it. So you're going to be at Digstock this fall, correct? In
Yes,
upstate New
yes, I
York?
am.
And
Hmm.
then come out
I got my
swinging.
ticket today.
Yay,
Hmm.
Digstock. And then
Yep,
come out swinging in the first weekend of November, and that's Pennsylvania.
correct. That's
Any other
Berks County, Boyertown.
any
It's
other
it's
hunts?
it's Boyertown Historical Club or whatever it's called. I think
Yeah.
that's what the money goes to on that one.
And do you have any other
What'd you
hunts
say?
planned that you're going to?
Yes, I'm going to go to the Oklahoma one in September, and then all that in the fall. After that, I'm hoping that maybe I might be able to go down to New Jersey area and visit with some of my treasure hunting girlfriends down there. I got invited, so I'm hoping that I can do that. I just don't know how long I can be gone, but I'm hoping that I can do that. And I went recently to a really cool place over in the Black Hills of South Dakota, Deadwood and Lead area, and hunted there, and I got to go to this guy's gold claim. And we didn't get to stay very long, but I want to go back there, and I want to really. He wasn't able to go with us that day. He just told us where to go, but I want him to take us and show us, how to actually pan gold. And I want to do that and know how to do it. And he has some cool stories where he was digging with the machine. He dug up, actually, speaking of creepy, he dug up a grave site of 3 people. Well, first he dug up a boot, and he looked in the boot, and inside the boot were feet, bones.
What?
And so he called I have that on the video. If you can tell him the story, and he still has the boot, and the bones are still in it. They did the cops, the police didn't want it. Anyway, he called them, and some sort of historical society and the police and the sheriffs and all them came out, and they dug up a total of 3 bodies right there in that area. So that's pretty neat. But I might have to get that pulse induction axiom so I can go gold hunting since I have no sense of what's the word when you can't help yourself.
Get self-control when it comes to detectors.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I can't. I gotta have every meal detector. It seems like. But anyway, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go back and hunt for gold again with that guy. But I did find some stuff there. I found some bell seals and buckles and buttons and stuff there. But that's the 2 things I think right now that I'm gonna go back to South Dakota, and then I'm gonna go to Oklahoma. And then my friend that lives in South Dakota, she invited me to come. She has a bunch of good permission. She invited me to come with her. I just don't know the date yet. So anyway, I love to travel, and I'm so glad that I can. And so if you want me to come hunt with you, just call me. I'll go.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Sounds like fun.
Yep.
Gypsy, did you want to ask that crazy question, or do you want me to still?
It doesn't. I know that she's probably heard our crazy question that we like to ask at the very end, but everybody always wants us to ask it, so we got to ask it. So, Teresa, if you dressed like your favorite superhero and you were out metal detecting, so think of your favorite superhero that you would dress up as, but here's the cool part. You get to have all of the powers, the superpower powers that come with that costume, to help you in your metal detecting or treasure hunting. What would that be?
Well, I'm going to look at it backwards. Which superhero would have the ability to teleport from one place to the other? Because that's what I would like to do. I wish I could, like bewitched, like do my nose back and forth and go to New England. If I could go anywhere in the world, I'd go to Scotland. because that's where my family's from. You know what I'm saying? Go there and then come back home. If I could do that. What would that superhero be?
I don't know.
I don't either. But just when you said dress up like, I think I would dress up like Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
know.
I think Supergirl could teleport basically, but like, you know, kind of like Superman, just end up there, like in the blink of an eye. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Superman, just stick my one hand out in front of me and jump, and there I am landing in Maine and mudlarking with Amanda.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it would be great.
It would be
great. And then, yeah, we could both blink and end up at Dead Horse Bay because I've been dying to go back there.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been there before. Yeah.
Gypsy,
I want to go there.
Yeah, Gypsy and I were there last October.
Yeah, I've got several videos on Amanda and I and all the goodies we found. And each day we had a little competition going on. It was so much fun.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like fun. I hope I get to go there. I don't know, what all I'm gonna end up doing, but that is on my list of places I'd like to go. So, yeah, I'm gonna teleport.
I love it. Love it.
All right. Well,
so, do we have any questions from our audience real quick before we close? And while we're wrapping it up, we really appreciate having you being here tonight, Teresa, and it's been a pleasure. I can't wait till we can get together again.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. It's just an honor to be asked, and I really, really appreciate it very much. And sorry I talk too much, but
you do not
talk
too
much.
That's what the show is all about. And technically, we probably would have just carried on, but I know that the American Digger Relic Roundup is coming on next. So.
Oh yeah.
Y'all be sure and hop on over there and check them out. And thanks again, Teresa. Well, definitely
You're
have
so
to have
welcome.
a future, and we hope to see you out at one of these events very soon.
I bet you will.
I bet.
Yeah, me too. Love y'all. Thank you so much for coming tonight, everybody.
Thank you all. You all have a great night.
Good night, everyone.